Good day, folks. This is Greg Judy at Green Pastures Farm. We're over here. We actually got the bulls on a piece of stockpile. We just separated all the bulls out this morning. Everything that was 7 months and older came out of the cow herd. And this is March 25th or 26th. A couple of days left in March. And we don't want any winter calving. Last year it worked perfect. We didn't have any. By taking them out in March, we don't put them back in until July. That keeps us out of December, January, February, March calving. So those are the 4 months I don't want any part of calving. We just got through last week. It was 25 below, that darn wind chill and all that. All you hear is people losing calves and, we're spring calving. Yeah, okay. You call spring calving 25 below in February, that's fine, but boy, it's a tough way to make a living when you lose 5 out of 7. Neighbor did that. He lost 5 out of 7 calves. Those dead calves have a really poor weaning weight. So get your bulls out. Just get them out and work it out. Because I don't like being out there in that stuff and in the elements, and it's hard on the animals, it's hard on the cattle, it's hard on people. But these bulls, there's a few of them bellowing because they're sitting here 7 months. This would be a weaning for them, and there's a few in here that are bawling. Be bawling worse tomorrow. But we've got them 3 miles from the cow herd, and we just hauled them over here on the stock trailer. We could have walked them possibly, but we have had bulls turn around and go back that were freshly taken from mother. And so by putting them in this pen here, we've got 5 strands of high tensile on all 3 sides, and the corral is right up here at the top. You can see that's the old cattle, that's the cattle chute. And then there's the mineral. These are not on free choice mineral. They will be when we move them in with the sheep. But where the sheep are, we've taken that stockpile down pretty good over there, so we knew we didn't have enough stockpile for the bulls and the sheep. So for a while, until the grass gets going in April, the bulls will be by themselves, and then we'll kick them into the sheep. But we got water. Ben and Isaac are down there watching that water tank. We had it dumped for the winter, and they're letting it fill back up. And it's a 110-gallon tank. Wintertime, that's plenty big enough for this number of head. There's 77 bulls in here. And we're going to clamp. We're going to go through. We're going to let them settle down, kind of get over the stress of weaning. Then we'll get them up and go through them, and we'll make steers out of the ones that need to be steers and keep the best ones for our bulls. So at that point, we'll know exactly how many bulls we're going to have to breed with and to sell. So anyway, that's where we're at with this. And it's really nice to have this stockpile. We ran that mob across the road this morning at 7:30 in the morning, and we had a grass strip kind of like this. And we had a lane built in there to the corral, just a polywire. And Jan was running, my wife was running the gate. All it was just a handle on a piece of polywire back to the corral. And the area we're sorting them off into, the bulls, it was a grass trap just like this. And so when we put them in there, the bulls just went to grazing. They weren't stressed at all because their mothers were right next to them. The cows, they weren't freaking out because they had fresh stockpile. And we sorted out 77 head in about probably 45 minutes. It might have taken us an hour. And we did it with a piece of polywire. We didn't get them up in the corral and go through all that. We just sorted out the ones we wanted. And then once we got the bulls put into the corral, we opened up where the cows were and gave them a bigger paddock for the day. So our cow herd shrunk by 77 head this morning. There's quite a few animals out here. And it's amazing though, folks, when you get them up in the corral, loading them, they're bigger than what they look. I mean, that old Dodge truck was talking to us climbing this hill there a while ago. with these bulls in there. So there's a lot of weight right here. They look pretty rough, all the winter hair coats on, but when they slick off, they're going to be a handsome looking bunch. And we're going to have a good battery of bulls to turn in and breed our cows and let other people get their genetics in the direction of the smaller 1,000 pound cows versus the 1,400 pound cows, where they can make some money on the grass. Because these animals look great. They haven't had a bite of grain all in their entire life. They've never been wormed. They've never had any growth stimulus or any of that crap, the hormones. It's just grass, mineral, and water. And some hay. When we run out of stockpile, you do have to unroll some hay. But they're doing well. And I think if people would look at just there's so many people talking about weaning weights, and I just roll my eyes when somebody tells me, "Oh yeah, I weaned off an 830 pound calf." Well, what did it cost you to wean off that 830 pound calf? It cost you a ton. That's a big old cow. She ate a ton of grass and a ton of hay. You might even had to supplement her with a little grain to get her to breed back, because she got thin on you through the winter. And those great big cows, we've talked about it a million times. I'm going to talk about it one more time. They absolutely will put you out of the grazing business. They just tear your pastures up, and then you're stuck with the fields of ragweed, and it's just a terrible thing. Because we need solar blades, solar grass blades that collect energy from the sunlight and convert that into valuable protein. I just wanted to give another shout out to Marketplace. That was the film company that did our mini documentary the other day I released. And it was most comments I think I've ever had on a video. There's over 200 comments and still counting. That's a lot for us. We normally get 50 to 80 maybe, but it was a good documentary. Crystal and Elliot, they just did an awesome job, and we were tickled to work with them, and who knows, we may work with them again here in the future. But check them out, Marketplace. They're a really good production. They're very passionate about regenerative agriculture. They feel like the animals need to be part of the landscape, and we need to manage this landscape with animals, and everybody wins. So I like working with people like that get it. These are town people, but they get it. They understand 100%. So, there's a lot of people out there that are bad-mouthing, animals, and the world's coming to an end, the government's going to put us out of business and all this. Folks, don't get hung up in all that. You do the very best you can every single day, and it'll take care of itself. What do y'all think? We got them hauled, didn't we?
Thankfully.
No one got hurt.
No injuries.
Yeah.
No injuries, and
Everything's here, we hope.
got a few young ones bawling for mama.
Yeah, a couple of them. I'll get over it. There's some really good stockpile in here.
Yeah. Did that water kick off all right down there?
Yeah.
Good. What we got, folks, is a tee. When I trenched the line out of that pond down there, goes out to the big tank, I ran a tee off that main line over to this old weaning pen. We used to wean calves in here years ago, and there's a water point down there. It works real good. It's just a quick coupler you snap in. So anytime you have a chance to use gravity and you can put a quick coupler, that's a water point, do it. That's $20 for a water point versus the hydrant is 130. So the Plasson, they're a great water distribution tool.
There's a lot of good bulls in here.
I'm excited. I mean, we're going to come over here and with our sheet and go through them all, and then we'll take and look at them again in a month and see what they look like. I bet they change.
Oh yeah.
We're thinking about ranking them, like a number 1 bull versus number 2, number 3, and then go back in 30 days. We saw it last year.
Yeah.
Some of the bulls raised up and passed up their buddy. It's amazing what happens when you give them all the grass they want to eat.
Yeah, it'll be cool to see once the grass really starts growing what happens.
Yeah. You just never know. There's no way to know.
Yeah, this is what they're getting, folks. This is Kentucky 31, and that's not clover right there, but there is some clover in here.
February 26th, and we've got green grass.
Yeah, February 26th, and we've got green grass. That's right. Yeah, well, there's clover. Yeah, so it's coming. I would say in 30 days we're going to have a bunch of green grass. Everything's going to be green. It may not be very tall, but it'll be green. So we're 1 month away from having some green on the landscape, and we're pretty happy. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. We've got the bulls all tucked in, and we'll see y'all down the road. Hit that subscribe button on the way out. I'd like that, and hit the like button too. Take care.